This is truly a unique experience for you as budding musicians. We hope to begin to tutor your imagination. Throughout this event, I want you to imagine that you are playing bassoon or any of the double reeds. We want to encourage students to play double reed instruments. We discovered when we were holding auditions for civic and sinfonia orchestras that we have a shortage of double reed players. So keep your minds and your ears open today. We are going to have a series of events to celebrate the double reed. This morning, we are very privileged to feature Michael Rabinowitz, a leading jazz bassoonist in the world today. Assisting him will be Harold McKinney on piano, Marcus Belgrave on trumpet, Rodney Whitiker on bass, and George Davidson on drums. Rodney Whitiker is a special member of the Greater Detroit Symphony Orchestra family because he began his career just as you are beginning today. He played in our youth orchestra, the Civic Orchestra, and he studied with Steve Molina, a member of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. Today, in the audience, we have members of the bassoon section of DSO, and I know that some of their students are with us today. I'm very pleased to acknowledge Mr. Robert Williams, the principal bassoonist, and Mr. Paul Ganson, and Mr. Marcus June. Let's give them a round of applause. Thanks to Bill Foster of the Serengeti Ballroom and Ms. Marilyn Wheaton, the Director of Cultural Affairs for the City of Detroit. I was able to join with them and present this event for you today. Bravo, Serengeti and Ms. Marilyn Wheaton. Of course, these events need underwriting, and we are blessed to have one of the best companies in America underwriting the entire jazz program for Detroit Symphony Orchestra. Ameritech. Bravo, Ameritech.
This is pretty full, and I'm really happy about this. It's great to have young faces, particularly listening to, I think, America's classical music is jazz, and we're going to perform this morning a selection of different pieces, composers and musicians that have inspired me throughout my development as a musician. But first, I'm going to have to tell you, many people may not know what this is. I'm holding my hands. It's a bassoon. I've had that question asked of me ever since I started playing this instrument. Matter of fact, I wanted to put a sign up on top of the bassoon saying, "This is not an oboe." Everyone wants to call it an oboe for some reason. But this is a bassoon, and it's in the double reed family. And what distinguishes or what makes different a double reed from another instrument is this thing here. This is a double reed, and it makes noise by itself. Matter of fact, that sounds good. Maybe I'll just play this. But this is a double reed, and there are 4 instruments that are in the double reed family. The highest looks about the size of a clarinet. It's called an oboe, and it has a smaller reed like this. Then there's a slightly larger instrument called the English horn, and that's about the size of an oboe, but it has a round stomach on the bottom, a little like a round belly on the bottom. That's called an English horn. And then we have the bassoon. Now, when it goes to the bassoon, the instrument changes because it's not a straight cone with a conical, straight bore. It's got something, it goes down, the sound comes down, and then it comes around and comes back. So it's doubled over on itself. And as a result, it makes the fingering much different than either the English horn or the oboe. So that's a bassoon. Later, at the end of this program, we're going to bring up contrabassoon. And a good friend of mine who I met last year and again this year is going to play a duet with the contrabassoon, which is even bigger than that one. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the bassoon first because it's important. And now, every time you see this instrument, you'll know that it's a bassoon. Today I'm not going to be performing what you would normally hear bassoon play, which would be classical music, Baroque, 20th century, in chamber music groups or orchestral music. I'm performing with a jazz band, as you can see here. Wonderful one, by the way. And also with a great trumpet player, Belgrave, who's going to perform with the first piece. And I have to move on with this because I know Marcus has to run off to another engagement. So we're going to start off with a wonderful piece by Charlie Parker. Charlie Parker was one of the most inspirational musicians, I think, that ever lived on this planet. He built the language of bebop, which jazz musicians have been playing and using for 50 years. He was an alto saxophone player, and he basically, with Dizzy Gillespie, invented bebop. So we're going to play a tune by Charlie Parker. It's entitled Crazyology. That wasn't phraseology. Thank you, Marcus Belgrave. Give Marcus another hand. Also give a hand to Harold McKinney on piano. Harold McKinney. Rodney Whitiker, bass. George Davidson on drums. I'm Michael Rabinowitz, and it's wonderful to be here. Thank you very much. For the next tune, I'm going to play an original, and I hope everyone has it in front of them. In my life, it's not always, I don't always have the opportunity to practice when I want to. I've got a family, and I have a lot of responsibilities, and that's good. But I have found creative ways and creative places to practice this bassoon. And one of them happens to be the bathroom. And that may sound funny, but I don't know if any of you play instruments, but if you ever go into the bathroom, you got a wonderful sound. You got all that tile and the sound bounces back from it. It's a great sound. And I found that the best time, one of the opportune times for me to practice was practicing when my daughter was having a bath. Because I had to watch over, she's young, she's very young. And I had to watch over her so she wouldn't, have any problem in the bath. But I figured while I'm there, I might as well practice. So one day I wrote a tune, and it came about from a musical idea while playing in the bathroom. And I call it the bathroom song. So now you know why. Here it is. backing solo. So I think for the next piece, I'd like to slow it down a little bit and express some of the, or show some of the more softer sounds of the bassoon. And John Coltrane's Equinox is a perfect opportunity to show a little bit of this part of the bassoon. And John Coltrane was a wonderful soprano and tenor player, and more than wonderful. He was a very creative force and really stretched the limits of the saxophone and all other instruments. And this piece is in C minor, and it's a C minor blues, and I hope you enjoy it. Equinox. wonderful saxophone player, Cannonball Adderley. I don't know if you're familiar with Cannonball Adderley, but he came out of the bebop era and played his own flavor of wonderful mixture of gospel and church music, and he put that together with a great jazz band. His brother played, Matt played trumpet as well. Cannonball Adderley, we're going to play Work Song. By the way, on this one, I'm going to plug into a little box I have here called a Mutron, and it's going to change the bassoon, and I think you'd be interested by this. McKinney on piano. Harold McKinney. Rodney Whitiker, thanks. Davidson on drums. I wanted to thank you very much again for coming to this concert. I know at this certain point we'd like to offer some questions, and if you have any questions about the bassoon or about this group or music in general, perhaps I can answer them at this time. So is there any questions in the audience about the bassoon or anything you've been listening to? I got the young lady right up front. Yeah, if you stand, it might be easier. Well, she asked how long I've been playing the bassoon. And it's been about 25 years. I started when I was 17 years old. So it's been a long time, but it's the instrument. If you start the bassoon, kind of helps. You don't have to play clarinet or any of the other instruments first, but usually takes about 4 to 5 years to get a certain amount of technique. You have the right teacher. It's important to get the right teacher. Any other questions? Boy over there, white shirt. A lot of white shirts. Oh, just then? Well, this, I use a pickup, and it enlarges the sound of the bassoon. It's a microphone pickup on the vocal. And I go into a Mutron. Well, it first goes to a bell pack, and then to that box over there. That's called a Mutron. And it works on a volume. So if I were to play one note like this, too much of the effect because I wasn't playing too loud. If I put more wind into the instrument, it'll change. And it also works on attack. So if I were to play a series of, if I were to tongue a note, so it gives a wah-wah. So you can actually change the sound by how much wind you play in it. Yes?
What's the name of your group?
This is the Michael Rabinowitz Quartet. Yes, up in the front. You. The Flintstones? Yes, we'll play the Flintstones. Quick version. Go ahead.
You play Duke Ellington's Sophisticated Lady.
I can't hear you. Sorry.
You play Duke Ellington's Sophisticated Lady.
Whoa. I don't know Sophisticated Lady, but I know other Duke Ellington pieces. I'm sorry. You know what, I think before playing musical examples, maybe we have some other questions, because we don't only have a limited amount of time here, but I thank you for that question anyway. Here, go ahead. Why is the instrument so big? That's a very good question. And then it's big because it plays low notes. If I were to take this instrument and pull it out all the way, if I were to pull it and open it and spread it out, it would be about 12 feet long. And if it was 12 feet long, you need a longer instrument to play lower notes. That's why piccolo is small. In the orange? What? Do we play RB and other stuff? Sometimes. He asked me if it was a hobby or did I go to school for this. Well, to play the bassoon, you really can't do it as a hobby. You really have to focus in, complete your whole life towards it, and I did that for about 15, 20 years. You want me to play Star Wars, the theme song? I don't know the Star Wars theme song, I'm sorry. But I prefer to have questions about the instrument and music in general. I'll get you next. He asked me what key the bassoon is in. It's in the key of C. That's like the instruments like trombone and piano, bass, violin. Those are in C. Saxophones are in B flat and E flat. He asked me if that's the only instrument I know how to play. This is the only instrument that I know how to play well. I know saxophone and piano a little bit. She asked me if I ever get out of breath when I play. Hopefully not. But it does take a lot of wind and control. But it's not only how much wind, it's how you blow the wind into the instrument. And that's why you need to practice and learn from a teacher. Actually, at first when I was playing clarinet, I played clarinet before bassoon. We got some clarinet players here. All right. Thank you. Well, the clarinet's a wonderful instrument, and it's a good instrument to play if you're planning to go to another instrument like oboe or bassoon, because it gives you the fundamentals in woodwinds, how to play woodwinds. But I was going to say, one of the first things to learn is how to breathe properly and from your diaphragm, not from the upper part of your lungs, upper part of your chest. So that was very important. And that took a long time to get. I'm going to have to cut this off, unfortunately, because I really like your questions. Thank you very much. We have Daisy coming up just then.
sorry to cut the question and answer session short, but we're running out of time. We are on a schedule. I want to thank you for being such a wonderful audience for this event. You will be invited to come back. Even if you don't call your school, call us. We really want you to participate in every educational event this season. I have some gifts for each member of the Michael Rabinowitz Quartet. We are giving them the 30th anniversary t-shirt from Civic Orchestra and a Civic Orchestra CD, and each one of them will receive this certificate of achievement for artistic excellence, and they will be inducted into the lifetime honorary Gold Circle of Members of Civic Orchestra. Bravo! We have a very special treat for you now. Mr. Marcus Schoon, who is the contrabassoonist for DSO and the saxophonist for DSO, has written a piece, and he is going to perform alongside Michael Rabinowitz. This is truly a special occasion. I would like to have all of the bassoonists in the audience come down, bring your instruments. We are going to have a jam session. If you have any instrument with you, just bring it out, bring your axe out, and come on downstairs. We will close. All around. You may go through this door to your right. Sam Nordrum will direct you to the stage. All the
players with you. Well, we're going to have to. We're going to start with this blues, and we're going to continue with the C blues. And those people that have set up their instruments can come up and play a chorus or two. We'll try to keep it somewhat short because I got to have lunch today. You can play into, I believe, either of these microphones. Either one. I'll put them over there for you guys. And, wow, we got about 20 instruments. Yeah, I think we're going to try to keep a limit to 1 or 2 choruses. Okay, we're going to start with the C blues. Listen, and first of all, you listen to the bassoon and the contra play the melody. We're going to play it twice, and then we're going to have a short improvisation together, and then we're going to bring up the other bassoonists, and then there'll be the other instruments.